Hello, and thank you for your interest in medium sessions. What are medium sessions? They are about contacting your crossed over loved ones. A lot of you have seen TV shows, and in these TV shows, it seems to be like the crossed over loved ones are just right here, just very, very close by. That can be, specifically in the times direct after the passing, the crossed over loved one stays really close to the family members and to the one he or she has been close to in their lifetimes. This is given time to say goodbyes. Oftentimes, people perceive these crossed over loved ones through dreams or in dreams. Actually, they are not dreams, but they are visitations. That means you at night go with your consciousness a little bit higher up, and they can connect with you in the higher realm. Sometimes you might also perceive them just like right next door. That would be the fourth dimension to our third dimensional reality, the physical realm. And sometimes there we can see them as a shadow figure, which can be a little bit scary, or we can almost see them with their silhouette, or we see them as a golden shimmer, which would mean already that they're soul aware. Sometimes when a loved one shows itself to you, him, her, itself to you as a golden figurine, to me, that means they're soul aware. They have done the full transition into oneness perception. They have accepted that they are eternal soul, having had a human experience. Now, in my experience, not too many people ever get really stuck because there are helpers who guide them to higher regions. But there's one area where a regular medium cannot enter, and that's that what I call the golden cocoon phase, where a soul is shedding the different personalities of being father, mother, child, and so on. These roles they played here on earth. And the moment they can acknowledge that they are eternal souls, then they get out of this fear or out of this phase of being in that cocoon, shielded from influence of cross or of ones left behind, and even other crossed over loved ones, and then they're free to roam. It's almost like a door closes here and then another door opens here. But the door can only open here with this acknowledgement that one is eternal soul. Then the souls can go freely up and down the elevation ladder of the dimensions. That means here we are in third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, and so on. It goes higher, higher, higher up to all oneness with God source. What does that mean for the medium session? Sometimes when they're allowed to come really close, I use acronyms they're using. I can even speak with their tone of voice. Sometimes when they're not as close, I get more imagery. Some souls show me pictures like a photo album where they go with me through picture and picture of elements which were important in their life. At other times, they're sending me emotions and sensations, feelings they would like to convey to you as the one who wants to connect. Sometimes they're giving me certain pointers in words which seem to be emphasized. Every medium session is different. I have all my antennas open to receive however they would like to communicate. And it's up to them to send it to their best capacity, to send the information for you to their best capacity. Oftentimes, they want to assure the ones left behind, like yourself, that they are okay. And that's oftentimes the concern I'm seeing for the ones who reach for the contact. But of course, it would be a very short session if the crossed over loved one saying, yeah, I'm fine, bye. No, there is more to it. I sometimes wish that you could see through my own eyes. And for that purpose, I try to draw how they look like, what form they're taking on, what form do they let me see them in. Mostly it's a way closer form to their peak in life, that they look young and dynamic and just beautiful as they see themselves in their own peak in life. But sometimes to connect, they also show me how they look just before they crossed over. And sometimes I'm even getting the sensations as a validation for you that I really pick up the right person, meaning they briefly connect me with their pains or sufferings or such things in the moment of their passing. And then I can discern whether they passed peacefully in their sleep or got shot or committed suicide or whatever it might have been. In that moment, I'm feeling their pains and their sensations as I am a soul empath. But mostly the transition is not as dramatic perceived as it's looked on from our side here. Meaning, even in a car accident, the crossed over loved one shows me that pains are just a brief moment and then they're already out of the body. Same with people who were at hospitals. The body sometimes suffers longer and the spirit is already out of the body and already rejoicing with the other crossed over loved ones they want to meet. Which brings me to a point that crossed over loved ones oftentimes tell me that depending on whom they want to see, whether it's, for example, Jesus or the father or the mother or a child, they will meet them first. So there's always a lot of rejoicing on the other side. And it can get quite euphoric to connect. And then there's one more thing I would like you to make you aware of and for you to understand. On the other side, there's not so much judgment as what we have here. So, for example, when you expect that they take sides in a family feud about money or possessions left behind, oftentimes they are not that concerned about these things. Sometimes they do say their piece to it, but mostly they're just grateful how you took care of everything, how you took care of their remains and their worldly things they were once upon a time attached to. But the sooner they ascend in the more glory they are in the divine light and love. And when you are there, you are definitely not concerned about physical possessions anymore. You're just concerned about the light and the love given to you from the divine. With that said, I'm happy to share my gift and being a bridge between you and your crossed over loved one. So we might see each other in a medium session. Bye-bye.